Hello and welcome to the Back Nine Report, where we bring you the latest in the world of golf. My name is Carlos Torres, and every week I'm alongside Fred Alvader. Fred, hi, how are you today?
Carlos, I'm fantastic. I'm out of the snow and cold. I'm in Florida. I played 18 holes of golf today. What could be better than that, buddy? Hey, we got some breaking news here tonight. The Jennison Open, which is Tiger's tournament, usually held at the Riviera, because of the fires in LA, they're going to have to move that. No destination or no venue has been announced yet, but that's unfortunate. Riviera is a great track. Always love to see the pros play there, especially watch the play on number 10. Love that little hole. But no, we're gonna get to see where we are this year due to the fires, Carlos.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Riviera is just 4 miles south of Sunset Boulevard. It wasn't affected, but the surrounding areas, and I know the PGA Tour has been reluctantly trying to hold it, but they have been trying to see some courses, potential locations will include courses within the West Coast swing, aiming to minimize those logistical challenges. But it's unfortunate what's happening. We mentioned it last time. This thing about the California wildfires is really affecting the whole community and all sports and everything around the Los Angeles area. And again,
It's really unfortunate, really a major deal. It's really too bad.
it is our hearts and thoughts are with everybody there. But hey, Fred, we have another breaking news, and it happened just today as well. And I think this one is one that merits some talk about because it's something that has been expected, but it really is going to be impacting a little bit more than what people are talking about. And that is that the LIV Golf has finally secured a multi-year media rights agreement, and it's with Fox Sports. Oh wow, surprise, Fox Sports. Yeah, that was the one that we knew that was going to happen, but it's going to start this 2025 season right away. So this partnership marks a significant milestone for LIV Golf because now it's going to be enhancing its visibility and accessibility to a broader audience. So Fred, let's start talking about it. What's your initial thoughts on this LIV and Fox News and
Yeah,
Fox?
we had
Yeah.
kind of some suspicions or heard some rumors about 10 days ago. And we kind of mentioned it in passing that Fox was going to be doing a deal with LIV to broadcast their events live, Carlos, live, no tape delay, just like the big boys do it on the PGA Tour. So it's going to be all across the Fox family of networks, FS1 as well as Fox. You've also got an LIV Plus golf thing that's a subscriber deal, and you can that'll tape for you. You can play them up to like 24 hours later if you want to. So this, as you say, it gives more visibility, but it also gives an air of legitimacy, right? It adds credibility to the LIV. Like, hey, maybe this is really a real golf tour. This is really something to watch. And so, Carlos, I didn't know these kind of things, but I did some research here. I actually read a little bit and searched some stuff. And Fox FS1 was started in 2013 to compete with ESPN and NBC Sports to give to give some stuff, get some more venues for sports out there. And they've been doing they've got Monday Night Football, which is a big deal. That's a really big moneymaker for them. But let me get the numbers here. The FS1 cable started in 2013, and they came out the first year. They averaged 485,000 viewers per event. It dropped to 462 in 2017. It dropped to a low in 2020 of 236,000, so almost half of what they started out with. So they didn't have enough sports, they didn't have the right sports, and they've kind of turned that around. It's been on the upswing again since 2020. Last year, they averaged back up to 303,000. So that's still not great numbers, but it's not bad. But the big thing for them is that it's FS1, this Fox Sports Network, has been very profitable for Fox. Fox reported that it generated 3.5 billion in revenue during the first fiscal quarter of 2024 last year. That's up 11% from a comparable time the year before. Most of that came with their soccer broadcasts last summer, which were very lucrative for them. And then Net income for Fox more than doubled, 407 million in last year's comparable period to 827 million, Carlos. So, I mean, we're talking real money here for Fox in sports by broadcasting sports. Of course, they have the Super Bowl this year, so that's going to be a big moneymaker for them. And then the bottom line here, Carlos, is that Fox has the audience and the size to give the LIV credibility, much more than the CW network, who was doing stuff on tape delay. They would only maybe average maybe 80 or 90,000 viewers for an event. And to put that in perspective, the average PGA Tour averages 2.2 million viewers. Majors averages a little bit more now, not quite 3 million. If Fox can average just 1 million for golf broadcasts, that's a huge win for LIV. It's 10 times what they were getting before. And they will probably get more than that, possibly. But this looks like a really big win for LIV, gives them a lot of credibility, and puts them more in the big time, is what I'm seeing.
Yeah, this agreement, like you're mentioning, ensures that nearly the entire Live Golf league season will be broadcast, like you mentioned, in Fox Sport platforms. That it hasn't been mentioned which one yet, but it could be Fox, FS1, FS2, or the Fox Business Network. Anyone that's going to be. We all know that the comprehensive coverage aims to reach a wide range of viewers across various channels. So we don't know that yet which one is going to be, but definitely it's going to be important for the LIV that now have, and the players are having that visibility for especially their sponsors. Like now they're going to start to get a lot more access to their sponsors to be shown, which is something that even though they had the CDW, that the CDW really wasn't doing, uh, to me, it was doing a disservice to the LIV. It wasn't really what it's supposed to
It
be.
was a joke, is what you're saying.
Okay, let's put it that way. Thank you for clarifying it.
Yeah,
I tried to be political, but I
yeah,
can't.
yeah.
We can't. Let's
Let's
just
put
put
it
it.
in. Let's put it in real people's terms here.
Let's put it as it is. Yes, it was. The benefit is that the same broadcasting team is going to still be there. So they're going to be the same. Two is David Ferretti is going to still be there. The
David
production.
Faraday, I used to remember him. Didn't he used to do Golf Channel and NBC? Didn't he used to do some stuff on TV and stuff? I seem to remember that name. I haven't seen him around for a couple of years. Where's he been?
Oh, he's been in LIV. That's where he's been.
Oh, he's in LB. Oh, that's on the CW network. That's probably why I haven't seen him.
Yeah, that's why you haven't seen it. But he's gonna be there, and so that's one thing that the continuity is going to be coming there. The production. One of the things that Fox, I think, said, I'm gonna jump into this because I don't have to do any production. LIB has been doing it all the time, so they're gonna continue. Those production costs are gonna be part of the LIV, and that is something that definitely, hey, I'll jump for that. It's not going to be the same thing that it happened in 2010 when the USGA agreement that really cost a lot to Fox in that agreement, and it was why part of why they jump up in 2020. So Arlo White and David Ferretti will remain there. One of the things that I think are key that they were really, really, really clever on this. They actually moved their schedule so that they know they're not going to compete with the fall schedule that Fox has. So actually, Fox, the main channel, could be the one actually broadcasting. Doesn't have to be FS1 or FS2 or go anywhere else. So that's going to be
That was
very
actually one of
positive.
the sticking points in the negotiations.
Yeah,
LIV did not want to change those tournaments, those events, but Fox said, nope, it's a no go. Football's our number one. We can't compete with football.
yeah. Not even the PGA Tour competes with the football.
No,
Nobody
yeah,
does. So
yeah, nobody
it
does.
was really, really clever from their part, and definitely I see this as a we have to think about something, Fred, and this is one thing that I want to ask you about is like now, yes, we're not gonna see the 2.5 million or the same initially audience that the PGA Tour has, but this is the start of it. So what does this impact means for that merger or that unity that was going to come in, that was going to start, or that they're looking for? Because now we do have in one side the LIV, a little limited now with a Fox deal and the PGA Tour on the other side. So now that there is visibility and exposure for the LIV, there could be some other players that, like we have mentioned, some other players that may not be the top ones that are like, yeah, you guys are on the top, are getting the whole money. I want some of that. Maybe I'll move to the LIV. So
There's
what do you
still
think?
one major important thing, though, Carlos. They don't get OWGR ranking points. That is a big deal. And if you've seen a couple of the players that are bouncing out of LIV saying, we were promised official world golf ranking points, didn't get them. They're not going to get them with a 54 hole tournament. The OWGR board has been very clear about that. They're going to have to change their whole format, and they don't want to do that. So, how this impacts the negotiation between the LIV and the PGA Tour, I don't know. I think it makes the players on the LIV, the Brooks Koepkas, the Bryson DeChambeaus, the John Rahms of the world. I think it makes them a little, what do I want to say, more comfortable because now they're playing in front of an audience. They don't want to play when there's nobody there. They want people to see them. They want to show off, right? So I think it helps the players on the LIV. I'm not sure that it really has that much of an impact for the deal putting together with the PGA Tour. So much that stuff is getting hammered out, and we've talked before. Maybe you have the LIV ending up being like the signature events, like the top 50 in the world playing those things on the LIV events, a limited schedule, maybe 14 or 15 events. Everybody else plays on the PGA Tour or the DP World Tour or Canada or Asia or Latin America and move their way up. Okay. Those all become feeder tours for, say, the LIV, which are the big money events. Um, as far as making it, if I were Jay Monahan or I'm Tiger Woods sitting on the policy board, why would I want to negotiate anything with the LIV? I've still got a viable product. I'm on the major networks. I've got name players playing, and I've allowed now with these other guys gone, it's allowed some of the other guys to come up and become more of a name. I still have some really good players here. Scotty Scheffler among them, Xander Schauffele, Jordan Spieth, Colin Morikawa. Those are pretty good names, right? So I don't know why I want to negotiate with the LIV on anything. And I don't know that just because they made a deal with Fox to get some more airtime for their events, I don't know that that really dissuades me from wanting to negotiate with them on anything.
Yeah, it is. It is like I like to say it's a pickle, right? But to me, the pros of this for the LIV is to increase exposure. Partnering with a major network like Fox Sports significantly will boost its golf presence in the U.S. market, potentially attracting new fans and sponsors. It definitely enhanced credibility, securing a reputable broadcast partner. That's that legitimacy to LIV, which has faced skepticism since its inception. Another point that I want to say is uh, it is coinciding with the exit of Greg Norman and bringing on Scott O'Neill. So Scott O'Neill's extensive background in sports management is expected to guide LIV through its next phase of development. What that's going to be, I don't know, but at least this seems to coincide with that as well. I Some cons that I see to this is, and it goes to this dissension, right? Is those potential viewer fatigue. With the PGA Tour already established, now you introduce another golf league on the mainstream channels. That may lead to audience fragmentation or oversaturation. Which one I'm going to look, which one I'm going to be there. So it really
Or
doesn't
people
help
like me
enough.
just get fed up with the whole thing and the whole bickering and don't watch either.
Right. So it's not going to be good for either one of them. So either fragmented or oversaturation, then you don't see it. Now, also something that we don't know yet is we have some uncertain financial terms, details regarding the right fees and financial arrangements between LIV
I
and
can't
Fox.
imagine Fox paid too much for the rights fees. I mean, the LIV and the PIF had to be pretty excited that somebody was even going to put. I'm surprised they didn't have to pay a bunch of money to get on Fox.
Yeah, definitely. I still have some questions about the deal's economic impact. What's going to be, I mean, LIV still doing the production and all that stuff. So we don't know. Maybe when we know more about that, we can do that. But you know, it's still this establishment of LIV has intensified divisions within the professional golf, particularly with the PGA Tour. So this broadcast deal may further enhance those entrench these rivalries, and it's not good. And like you're mentioning, I don't see why PGA Tour should be doing anything with LIV other than let's just end this and try to have one product where we can just end the discussion about two different tours and try to split our audiences and our fans. And let's go back to being maybe just not one tour because I don't see this coming again as a one tour, but something like we have always said, the big tournaments, the big players, and some of the other feeder tours going into that one.
One other thing I want to make mention of before we end the segment is that we've seen golf on Fox before. They had the $1 billion that they paid for the 10-year deal with the USGA to air all their stuff, and that was a huge flop. Their production was terrible. Their announcing was terrible. Greg Norman led that team. It was just awful, god awful. The only guy that was on there was that was any good was the putting guy. His name escapes me right now. But anyhow, it just didn't fare well. So a positive of this is that LIV has the broadcasters already in house. And as you mentioned, it's Arlo White as the main guy, David Faraday in the booth, along with Jerry Foltz, who I really like Jerry Foltz. I really miss him doing the LPGA or doing the European stuff or all the things that he used to do. I like Jerry Foltz a lot. I've talked to him several times. And then you've got two people that are on the ground for them, Don Boulay and Sue Ann Hang. I thought Sue Ann Hang was absolutely terrible. Okay, I every time she opened her mouth, I thought, oh my God, this is awful. But I haven't watched. I've probably watched in all total, sum total. I've probably watched maybe 30 minutes of an LIV event. I just find them unwatchable with that score the column down the side and the stuff they scroll across. It's a shotgun start. You don't know where everybody's at, how many holes they got left, what birdie holes are coming up. I just find it unwatchable. I don't like it, any part of it, and I don't know that it's going to be any better just because it's on Fox for me. So um, it does give them more visibility. It does add a little bit of legitimacy to the tour that they're on a major network. But as far as affecting the agreement or a merger of the two or coming to some agreement, I don't know that that really comes into play in this, Carlos.
Yeah, this partnership between the LIV and Fox Sports is a formidable competitor to the PGA Tour any way you see it. It's going to be increased visibility, leadership change aimed at stability. LIV could attract more top players and sponsors. However, the PGA Tour is already established. It has the history, has the loyal fan base. So that presents challenges for LIV Golf in its efforts to rival the establishment, the traditional tour schedule and prominence.
And it has
So
official world golf ranking points, which
which
is
is
what
the
these guys want.
right. So again, it's a big step, but it's not going to be enough to really dethrone the PGA Tour or make a dent, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Any
I
final
agree with
words, Fred?
I agree with you 100%. Couldn't
All
have said it better.
right. All right. Thank you for joining us. Remember to like and subscribe because that will give you those alerts for when we come back and give you more news right away. Thank you for joining us.